Hello, everybody. So we're going on with our episode live with my beautiful Mirina, Soulful Wednesdays. I'm just gonna be adding her now.
Hello.
Oh, how you doing, girl?
Can you hear me well?
Yes. It's just that your face is hidden
Is it
by the.
half?
Yeah, it's half. But do you see yourself? Because it's like
Yeah.
blocked by the people, like the joining and everything. No.
Yes, I see that the text is going up.
Yeah, exactly. Are you like at the bottom? Because I see you at the bottom. I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So as long as it works out for you, that's perfect then. Just gonna go put a timer before. Sure that we respect our time. We're trying to make a beautiful, soulful lives during 30 minutes, and we're talking basically about diverse subjects, about coming from spirituality to helping ourselves heal as well, and anything that goes from manifestation to any other type of personal development we can offer from our experiences. Before getting into that, for sure, we'll do our little meditation prayer before starting to set a great intention to it. Would you like to do it, or do you want me to do
You go ahead. I did it last time.
it?
I'll let you I'll let you guide us.
Okay, perfect. So please, let's close our eyes. Thank you so much, the God of our understanding in the universe, to allow us to be together today, even from a great distance, to show to people that we can connect from anywhere in the world. Please allow us to have a great intention of sharing with love, compassion, patience, and knowledge, and possibly hope to change the heart of the people in the way of seeing things, change the perspective, and also find joy and happiness in us talking and exchanging completely with heart and gratitude, and just being soulful here and exchanging. Please allow us to have a great call today. Thank you.
Amen.
All right, that was nice. Okay,
It
so
was beautiful.
thank you. I was just like in a good time. I had such a beautiful day today. I hope you had a beautiful day as well, Mirna. Knowing you, you probably did.
I had a beautiful day. Yes, I walked. It was sunny. It was so nice. It was a very productive day as well. It was very efficient. But I had a nice balance to it with my walk and the time that I took also to connect with myself. Actually, I opened the meeting, this morning's meeting, with the grounding and connecting with our inner body. And the feedback was that this is amazing. The clarity is here, and we had such a beautiful flow in this morning's meeting. So wonderful. Really, really love to practice this balance between the feminine and the masculine.
I love it.
It's so important. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. I love it. Like balance is something I think that we're always going to be seeking in this beautiful world where we are, we're experiencing life. And I think that's a very important, like a very important theme that keeps coming up. Like I'm releasing a lot of things. I'm freeing myself up from the construct of this world and of programming. And balance is something that's quite important because with everything we're juggling in life, you have more than ever need to like know where you're at, and then when things feel overwhelming, to find back yourself into center. And I feel it's nice like to just take the time before your meeting, but also to anything in life, right? Before doing any task, before cooking, I'm trying the most and more to like set the intention, be grounded, be grateful and appreciative. And that's why I start my day as well. It's very helpful. I do my prayer, I do my meditation, and then it became something so important and like absolutely like priority for me, like to do that, because if I don't do it, I feel like I'm not starting the day right. So like I'd rather
I
push
love it.
meetings and other things away and finish and do my meditation. Even if it's not perfect, I just make the effort of it. I and try to find this balance inside of me so I can, I think, I guess, showcases in my outer world, right? So I love it so much. And every time we get meetings together, Marina, I find that you're so grounded and so at peace with yourself. And I think it's such a great, such a great witness to see, to see you be like that. It's like, it's a great energy that you're sharing to others, unconsciously or consciously. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. It's really my intention. Yeah.
All right. So I think you wanted to talk about something quite interesting in this week's special about the Women's International Day. So you
Yes.
mentioned something, and we have so many things we could talk about, but you wanted to brought forth.
Yes. And happy Women's International Day every day and for the 8th of March that passed. I love this celebration. It's such an important celebration for our world and the recognition of what it symbolizes. So happy International Women's Day and week to us.
I love it. What I said to my girlfriends because we were wishing ourselves Happy International Women's Day, and I would tell you,
Yeah.
yes, it's amazing. And for me personally, this beautiful International Day is every day. In the sense that you get to celebrate yourself every day as men or women, as sisters and brothers, as unity people. Like I love it because for me, like there's a reason every day to celebrate this beautiful community that we are, and to see that we're expressing ourselves and learning to be in this beautiful world and this life. So I love it. But for me, like every day is a good, you know,
I
occasion to
agree.
celebrate.
Yeah, and to celebrate life in general and humanity and humanness. And talking about humanness, well, my inspiration, my proposal was after having listened to this amazing video that I shared with you this week between, it's actually an interview between Marie Forleo and Gabrielle,
Mm-hmm.
Gabby Bernstein, uh, if I'm not mistaken for the last name. It was they were talking about actually how anxiety is present at any level and any cycle may be present at any cycle in the life of a woman or human actually. And the theme of vulnerability came back up as I was watching the video, the theme that we've touched upon anyway, and we said we were going to talk about vulnerability. And of course, we're not going to finish tonight because it's such an extended theme. But I was so touched when I heard Gabby speaking about her published book. I haven't read it yet. I cannot wait to read it. That has a very raw content in terms of her own experience with trauma. And she was very, very vulnerable in the sharing in the book. And her publishers had a reaction which was, this is too vulnerable or raw, right?
No,
Of course, they have conversed and, she ended up publishing the book, but what is too vulnerable and what is not vulnerable enough when we're talking about connection with ourselves in couples, families, community, knowing that it's in the place of being vulnerable and open that true connection and belonging exists, just as Brené Brown is teaching us, and as her research shows from with that, the research was done with actual people. So the power of vulnerability, as women, let's start with as women. I'd love to go from my own experience firsthand. I'm perceived to be a strong woman and a high energy, human and grounded, and all that is true. But throughout my life, all that being true, and me being very supportive and implicated in many projects in my community, it seems to slip in the minds of people close to me, friends close to me, that I have my vulnerable stages and that I too have weaknesses, perceived weaknesses, actually. I just prefer to call them vulnerable states. of mind or emotion, because I don't consider them to be weaknesses actually. But it's just kind of boggling, to some people, that we can be so strong. And I see women every day, every week, every breath that I take, so such strong women, creative, amazing, super energy. And I know for a fact, but I am also very much in touch with them in one-to-one conversations, that they have the vulnerable parts and their moments of weak. Well, again, I'm just going to put a pin into weakness as a word. Their moments of, let's say, shadow or doubt or fear or anxiety or simply exhaustion, etc., etc., where they need to take a breath and retreat, right? Or they actually need to speak to somebody of high confidence and reveal what they truly are feeling. And no, it doesn't mean you are that. It just means there is a state of anxiety, there are thoughts of fear, doubts, and just like passing clouds, they come and go. But for now, they surely feel real because they're connected to my emotions and my body. So I'm just going to breathe into that, and I need to share it. So, what do you feel about that? About this
I love
360?
it. Like that's just an introduction part. It's not even we didn't even start talking about it, but I
I'm
just
trying
love
to
it so
sum up.
much, girl. For me, when you say all those weaknesses, which is a perceived weakness, is basically healing. When you are facing things that in your life brings you a lot of pain, anxiety, stress, detouring into fear, that my coach, my amazing coach, always often say, detouring into fear is just an occasion for you, an opportunity to just heal. And if it keeps coming back to you, it's something that really helped me greatly. If it keeps coming back in different form, like this person did a similar thing to the other person who did a similar thing, it keeps coming back to you in your life, it's because you haven't healed yet and you haven't had your lesson, right? So the world and the universe, when people are going to get to know that everything is energy and it's all spiritual at the end of the day, well, you're here to learn and process things, right? And it's a question of balance once again. Those people that you're mentioning, that we, us as well, we're great women, girl. We're super strong women, thanks to an alignment, thanks to our God of our understanding. It helps us so much to go through all those challenges that we call, right? So it's perfect to remind to people. And I would like to pinpoint what you said before, is through vulnerability that we connect soulfully and truly, right? So it's interesting to see that, you're coming back with this subject and saying there's the strongest women I've met in my life, I am surrounding with the strongest women, amazing, but they have periods where they feel weak, they have periods where they feel, anxiety, and they detour into fear, right? And this is exactly what I want to do with my mentorship. And I think you want to do every day as well. And I want to do every day, is helping healing people, because we're coming from a world of, I don't want to say broken in a bad way, but we have been taught from people who was wounded, right? Because of the trauma, generational trauma, that in turn got generational trauma. So everything is related, right? What we're talking about.
Yeah.
So then we got programmed into a lot of unhealed things in our life. And this is why, even if you're the strongest, the most kind, the one who has the most beautiful intention, you're going to have a lot of shit to heal through your life. And it's not going to stop one day and say, hey, I'm done being healed. It's a process. And I love it, because that's what I love about the term heal, is that you get to heal, you get to just go forward. And I would love to talk about another time maybe, but I've met this wonderful man who, she was using basically Russian pop, Russian dolls
Mm-hmm.
to express the
Mm-hmm.
different parts of her body. I don't know if you know about it. Maybe I could join the link after on my
I
channel.
would love that, and I'm
Yeah, I
sure
do
more
it.
people will love to know about that.
Yes, it's very interesting. And basically, she was telling me, basically explaining that every little dolls, it's a part of your person, of your spirit inside,
Yourself,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So from the small one is the physical body. I just there's 12, okay? By the way, so I'm just gonna go with the three most important where I am because I'm not there yet. But the first one is the smallest one that's inside is the physical body, okay? Your physical world. So even if it looks like it's a big chunk of your life, it's actually the smallest doll. It's the one
Yes,
that's the
it
most
is.
limited. It's the one that
Yeah.
like you think that that's gonna that a lot of people actually let their physical body control their thoughts and emotion and all these
Yeah.
things, right? When it should be the opposite. Anyway, oh wow, that was amazing.
I love
I
this.
just realized it was what a poem. And the second doll, which is a bit bigger, like close on the smallest one, is the mental. So that's the mental side of it. So when you get into a fight or an argument, then you start having your brain finding solutions, not solutions but arguments of why you were right. No, 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 like a form of
Yeah.
your ego. Then the third
Yes.
one is your emotional doll. That's the one that gets the bigger one. And after that is the divine, your masculine and your feminine divine, right? That's where I'm not still knowing quite yet what all those, but they're the next dolls. But the three first one I just mentioned is basically what forms the ego. So that we can talk about that another time. But the
Oh, I
ego,
can't wait.
I really love how she explained it so well. And through the exercise I've been doing with her, I actually did a lot of huge awareness. That was before my spiritual breakthrough. And I did a huge awareness towards my own problems, like my own unhealed parts of my life. And being able to, when the situation would come to me and trigger me, I would literally décortiquer, like undo
Well,
different parts of it. So
yes,
basically,
identify by parts. Yeah.
exactly. So basically, define the situation like from a distance. Like, don't add any emotion, don't add any of your mental side. Just what are the facts? Then start
Yes.
with your three dolls. So basically, your physical. Well, not a physical because it was a bit what you perceived at this point, whatever. But more the mental side. So say what happened according to your point of view. Then don't talk about emotion, just talk about what you think, and then you talk about just your emotion, and then from that, what is the lesson that you have to learn from it, and what is the little person, your little 5 years old, because at the end of the day the ego is just a kid of 5 years old, and they just want to be
Your
protected,
inner
and in
child.
response it
Yeah.
just respond with like defensive mechanism. So then I cried so much, girl, you cannot even imagine. I was letting go and releasing so many beliefs that I didn't even know I had fucking deep down with myself, because it was things that happened when I was young. It was things that just traumatized me, but you don't know, right? And then it kept bringing back up, and the fact that a simple situation with a random person brought that back up so deep. It's exactly what you're saying, the power of generational trauma. And this is
Yeah.
why those beautiful women, to come back to what you were saying, or keeps having those moments like you call vulnerable moments of being down. It's okay, because we have so much to heal from, and it's going to come back. And especially when you're surrounded with an environment where there's a lot of unhealed people, it's going to come back even more, because it's like clashing, right?
Yeah.
It's
You're
like
gonna get triggered.
provoking. Exactly,
Yeah.
it's provoking it, right? But if you were in a world where everything was like all healed and perfect and aligned and all just soul, illuminated soul, you wouldn't be as triggered. But because we're so surrounded with this unhealed world, and I'm not saying pinpointing to anybody, it's why it's keep provoking. Wow, I just it's true. I just realized that. Yeah.
I love it so much. I can't wait. I cannot wait to listen to the video that you're gonna share with us in the comments. Literally can't wait. So fascinating. And of course, the 12 anyway. Maybe we're going to come back to feminine, masculine. We have
Yeah.
so many things to talk about. We're just gonna have one. We're trying one thing at a time, but they're intertwined, and it's fascinating. Wow. Two things I wanted to connect to what you mentioned. The first thing, it's a very short video that actually I will share in the comments after, linked to what you mentioned regarding it's the emotion energy. It's coming for healing. And I always, when I hear that and I imagine my own energy, or when my pain body, that's Eckhart Tolle, pain body of cycling in trauma, very, very important, I think, knowledge, especially for women, with their cyclic periods to know that there's a pain body awakening every month and connect the dots and see how their own pain bodies manifest and how they express and what do they how to tend to themselves in compassion and just douceur, like sweetness and a lot of love. So when you said to go back to Adyashanti, actually, it's a 3 minute or even a minute and a half. Adyashanti, in an interview with Oprah, says that whatever is coming, whatever energy, let's say emotion, energy, memory is coming, it kind of like after you, it's always following up, always coming back. It's seeking resolution. Whatever is following you is seeking resolution. It's kind of like your shadow. And I just had this flash. You're walking in the sun, and then there's your shadow. Your shadow is following you. Actually, it's you're standing between the sun and the earth is creating a shadow, a
Yeah.
projection. Shadow doesn't really exist. It's only the lack of the sun. So just like this shadow coming connected with you as you're walking, so there go also the emotions and thoughts. It's really like an entity, let's say, made up from the thought emotions, which is an energy, basically ball. It's actually an energy field that is shadow, which means it needs to be revealed. Yes, it's vulnerable to do it in the presence of light. I think it's very important to mention this because sometimes, first of all, that's the pertinence of having someone with a guiding light or guiding presence and loving presence with you. That's the whole reason to have a guide, a mentor, a coach, a spiritual teacher for the ones, I mean, we look at them and we need them, because doing this kind of work by yourself when you're already in the shadow, it's extremely difficult and it can actually spiral you back down even more because you can actually just turn and see only shadow. So you do need a guiding light. Of course, the guiding light is always our verticality, our source light, always there. But it also helps to have a horizontal guide on earth. And this is how we need each other. Just to remind ourselves, we know many things. It's not really about the knowing truly. It's really about the sharing, the expressing these experiences in our own words and worlds, and connecting and allowing ourselves to vulnerably express it, deconstruct it, put it on the table, recognize, yeah, I've been there. Oh, yeah, that was difficult. What worked? What didn't? Why did it work? Why did it not work? Oh, I was alone. I wasn't recognizing. You mentioned something so important. Recognizing. It's the first step for everything. If I don't recognize that, actually, it's a shadow following me. It's coming back instead of getting angry that why doesn't it work? Can I just get it? No, it doesn't work like that. It's looking for a resolution. So if you just turn and see that it's kind of like it's an innocent energy that doesn't have light. It's seeking it though. That's why it's following you. It needs your compassion. I think this is so important to mention and to invite everyone to open more their hearts. Would we be upset with a child that just doesn't get it and is impatient? Would we be upset that they don't get it? Or do we take the time to explain, sit down? I'm not saying we always take the time to explain and sit down, but we're going to get into a loving parenting state of, I see you really need support, you need a hug, you need to understand. I'm going to sit down with you. Tell me, what are you afraid of? What's your fear? Oh, I don't know how. Oh, you don't know how to express this because you have. you've been traumatized because you've expressed in public, whatever it is, tell it to me. I'll guide you towards shedding light. And if you don't know it, you learn. And if you haven't been listened and you were judged for expressing your true self, come, I'll give you a hug and I'll tell you, you're amazing. I love you. Yes, you have the right to say it. Yeah, you don't even have to be a right. Express yourself. You're safe. So what if you forgot a word? So it's not about knowing. We're not in ego world now. We're in heart to heart world now. And I'm telling you by my presence, by my conviction and my love, you are more than enough. I love you just the way you are. Oh,
Yeah.
Macy, this, I did this exercise with 6 beautiful women in the mirror. This affirmation, I love you just the way you are. I had it and we were at forgiveness theme. And there needed to be a vulnerability of course, showing our hurt and where we were judged. We had been judged. We had been misunderstood, cut off, not good, whatever, wounds. And we all looked in the mirror and we just repeated, I love you just the way you are. Oh my God, like tears. Just saying it now, still I tear up because I kind of got it from above that morning. I always get teared up about it because it's such a strong, vulnerable affirmation to say. We almost don't believe it because we've heard it. We've heard a lot of not enough, too much. Oh, you're too bit too much, not enough. Ooh, I don't know if you should say that. Ooh, too confident. Ooh, not confident enough. Kidding me? Are you kidding me? Can we just validate our humanity? I love you just the way you are. So accessible. Anyway, it's a bit.
The,
I
this
was I was a bit in a trance for a couple of minutes now.
girl, that's why we're
I
here.
just remembered.
We're being soulful together. Wow, thank you so much for this beautiful share. I can feel, the beautiful weight of your energy bringing towards me. And I can tell that that was something that was huge and very highly emotional, but healing in the same time. And I can totally relate. Her time is up, but I'm gonna finish
No
up. I
way.
swear, girl, it's
I
terrible.
can't believe it. What is happening? Is this time shortening? I feel it just started. Oh
I
my
swear.
goodness.
I, I,
Okay,
I,
no,
I
it's
I thought
fine.
it was
We
5 minutes. I'm kidding you. I'm not kidding you. It's crazy how
wow.
time flew for us. Maybe not for others, but for us, it was. We were in a trance. It's amazing. It's crazy how what you're living, what your experience, how you're helping others, and what people are living right now is exactly what we have lived in the past. What we're gonna live. We're all one. And I love what you said because it's exactly what I lived. And I want to stress out that every problems that you see, that it's a perceived problem, right? It's something that triggers. Use it, guys, as an opportunity to grow from it. Take it as a gift. I know it's hard, guys. I know we're all programmed. I know it's hard to let go of this ego, to show our fucking vulnerability, to be truthful with ourselves, to cry in front of people. But I'm telling you, I was one of the worst with my ego. And after my breakthrough and my relationship with God, it's just like it freed me so much. And it showed me how powerful love, compassion, vulnerability, being close to people, and showing who we are actually deeply strengthen us. Because when you show your vulnerability to other people, they actually say, wow, I'm not alone feeling this as well. They're so courageous to be showing that this side of themselves, truly fragile, that we think it's fragile but it's truly strong, to other people. It just makes you even more proud in a certain way, and then free you up of all the construct And I want to stress out before leaving as well, guys. It's okay if you have wounds. It's okay if you feel that you're sometimes fucked up. We all fucked up in a certain way, but beautifully, we are who we are. And remember, all the wounds that you have been programmed into, they're not you. They're not your value at all. You know, the reason why you're hurt in certain ways, that you feel betrayed in certain ways or triggered, it is not your value, guys. You are perfect the way you are. You're loved, you're worthy, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, you're exactly who you are to be. And tonight we just want to remind you guys that you're loved, you're cared for, and even sometimes you don't feel it, you are so valued, and you are validated for everything you're feeling. And you're going to be on process of healing, and we're going to be there every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and we're going to be helping you if you want to. And reach out to us if you just want to share. We love sharing stuff. We love talking with new people or people we know, and it's going to be fine. Me personally, that's something that came up to me, girl. It's like
I love it.
saying that I was worthy of love, worthy of success, worthy. Anyway, that was a huge
I love
breakthrough
it.
for me this 2 year, the past 2 months. That's one of the breakthrough as well. And especially as a woman, it's hard to feel that you're worthy because you always think it's not enough. But once you have the
Yeah,
love of the creator and the and God, it's just like nothing else matters, girl. Like, anyway, we're on to another
yeah,
subject, but like that's how I feel so whole, thanks to my spirituality. Like I feel so much powerful, girl, and I think because you've been in it so far before. But like anymore, how people can hurt me, or I'm gonna be triggered, is like I don't take it personal, and I'm trying for sure. On the moment, it's gonna be hard, but I'm
it's a
tossing
practice.
around. It's
Yeah,
practice, but I'm like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here to heal people, and you are too, and we're gonna do it together. It's gonna be even more strong, and people who are healed will heal other people, and we're all gonna be in the process of healing. It's like we are in it, baby girl. That's exactly what
Mm,
you're saying. It's done, guys. It's enough being scared. It's enough being fearful. It's enough being limited. It's enough having our ego stop us from living. It's done, guys. We've been doing that for the last years, for the last centuries. Look where it has brought us.
centuries.
Nowhere,
Yeah,
guys. It's time to change the deal. It's
it-
time to bring the
time to
will.
change the practice.
Fuck yeah,
Yes,
girl. Oh my god.
I
I
love
love
it.
it.
Thank you so much. Can't wait to read about and to hear about the Russian dolls.
Yeah, you're
And
curious about it.
I'll share the short video with Adyashanti, and I can't believe this time flew. It's it's a privilege, and I'm looking forward to the next subject.
Oh my
They're
god.
all interconnected.
They're all
I
interconnected.
am so happy that we shared about this. There's so much more to share and to take conscious of. Yeah,
I'm sure, and I can wait. I'll copy the link to my channel on YouTube and all the other social media platforms, and then I think you're gonna really love Russian dolls if you want to interpret it and use it for your practices with your women, because it's really easy for people to understand and like break it down. I think you would love it. For me, it helped me so much. So yeah,
I
I'm really, really
really feel I love it. Yes, yes.
thank you so much, Mirna, for your presence.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Oh my God, have a blessed week, everyone. And I can't wait for next Wednesday. What a
For
soulful conversation we had.
always.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yes.